NPC 501. I see Crawler is here. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you.
Johnny Bo, what's happening?
No intro?
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, you're doing like a...
Just like
In
old
your
times,
face!
right?
In your face!
I was so confused. So confused.
Well, welcome. Good to see you guys. Really sorry Sunday did not work out for you guys for 500. Had a few people be like, why weren't they there? I'm like, I tried to do
this
it on
is
a
the
time
real
that-
episode 500.
Yeah, there we go. So I know we got a handful of people hanging out in chat already, so thank you guys for tuning in with us. Going forward, NPC, like the daily shows and everything, are in the evenings. I don't know the exact time yet, so you just kind of have to stay tuned to the Discord. It's anytime after 8 p.m. Eastern. So, and we'll probably try to do this time a little more frequently because I think this is the only time that works for Crawler, and Johnny just never sleeps, so he's always awake. So,
It does feel like that.
yeah. So,
Well, especially this month
Yeah,
and next month.
that's all right.
And
That's
half of the
all
month
right.
after, and half of the month after
I'll
that.
sleep when I'm dead,
yeah, right.
which
yeah,
is coming up quick apparently for me.
What? Why is that?
I don't know. It just feels like it. I feel it.
I don't know. The asteroid's supposed to be what, 2032?
Yeah, 2032. What's the percent at? Like 3%?
Something higher than it's ever been, I think.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Oh, great. We're gonna end up like the dinosaurs. Perfect. What was it? We just need to have the as long as we can make it to. No, we got to get to 2035. I want the 50th anniversary of Mario because I know Nintendo will do something amazing for that one.
Yeah, hold your breath that long. See how that works out.
So Cryptic says, "Who are these shiny new Pokemon?" And new guys on the block. Yeah. So, loving that. Well, before we jump in, we'll connect with you.
You talking? You went weird.
Wait, what happened? Yeah, something just happened.
Oh, okay. I said before we get started, where can people connect with you, Crawler?
Best spots are TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky. I think I'm Nightcrawler724 everywhere.
It's Crawler without the E.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out of practice.
Johnny, how about you?
I'm Johnny Bo everywhere: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and the Communication Air podcast, where we talked a lot about Pokemon. And I'm opening a scalper shop to sell Pokemon cards.
To sell scalpers?
Oh yeah, I haven't your episode yet. It dropped this morning, so
yeah, talk about scalpers.
So we are. I don't know what's going on. If there's technical difficulties, Crawler keeps freezing. In like we tried to fix this, but ahead of time. Now it's gotten worse. It seems.
Yeah, apparently, now it's kind of frozen.
And is my camera's doing weird stuff too, or just my voice, or just that one?
You just had like a weird feedback thing happen.
Oh, I'm worried about what that is. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. We've had instances where I literally turn into like Max Headroom, I believe was his name, from the 80s, like the old Coca-Cola, like where I just say the same word like 4 times, and it's because like software is just glitching out. So yeah, and then everybody will be like, Skynet's taking over. So that's yeah, super funny. But well, we got there's actually I pulled up a bunch of news articles. We can kind of just skim over them real quick, and then we'll get into some Pokemon Presents predictions. And I think it's going to be interesting because it's not the 30th anniversary. We're only up to the 29th, but a lot of people
Pokemon?
are for the video games.
Is it Japan 30th though?
I think they released a. I think
Actually,
Pokemon,
yeah, no, they're 29th. Yeah. So because they released it in 96, and I don't think it
Yeah.
came over here until 98.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
As far
Yeah,
I think.
I think Pokemon released a video today saying, 29 years, and Nintendo might have retweeted it. Maybe, I'm not sure, but
We're celebrating. We got to get a win, man. We're celebrating our 29th year.
yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. So, well, before we jump into it here, I'm going to let's take a
And
quick peek
slideshow.
at the. Uh-oh. Say that again.
I'm a slideshow on Restream. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Is my audio weird too?
No,
your
your
audio's fine.
Audio's fine.
You look
Yeah.
like you're on the internet from like the 90s.
1995 when
Everything
Pokemon
takes forever
came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good on OBS, which is really weird. It's just in let me try it in Firefox.
Maybe do you guys have an issue because you're going through OBS? Like I don't go through OBS.
No, like I was worse just then in I was
We're so back. We are so back.
Well, we can start skimming the news while he.
I'll be right back. So I'm coming in on a different browser.
Steps to get back, so I'll put him back in. Just looking at a handful of different articles here, and it looks like, he was quick. He was real quick. Let's see.
You got that incognito pulled up already.
I guess. I
have to.
Now he's not even in. Where is he though?
He's here. I just gotta.
The voice of God is here.
Is he in the room with us?
I gotta enable cameras. Hold on.
We're doing it live. We are
Nintendo podcast,
live.
everybody.
Oh my goodness! I just saw this. We're gonna leave it towards the end, but there's some cool stuff to talk about today. So apparently, there's been a Switch 2 3D mock-up that of the dock, and it's I'm taking a quick peek at the website here. It looks like a complete render. So taking a look at the article here, it says Switch 2 rumors have kind of slowed down since the aired first look at the system in January, but there are still some floating about. Now in an update, we got to look at what's apparently a leaked model of the system's dock. Well, Nintendo has shown off the new system in its initial reveal trailer, along with a new set of Joy-Con controllers and their possible mouse-like capabilities. The dock remains a little more mysterious. There have been some supposed leaks already, and now the latest look doing the rounds online is in the form of a 3D CAD model. These photos have been shared by the same leaker who posted the photos of the system ahead of its reveal last year. The 3D model on display includes a look at the dock from the front and an angle perspective from the back, a top-down view where you can see the Switch successor, where it connects to the unit and the base. A website, WWCF Tech, notes this 3D model appears to feature a grid on the base of the dock, which would perhaps suggest an adjustment in the system's cooling and air intake. As we've mentioned, our Switch 2 guide here on Nintendo Life, the HDMI port in the dock seems to be the only certainty at the moment, with the system also likely to charge using a USB-C AC adapter. Keep in mind, this 3D model of the dock all stems from the supposed leak, so there's no guarantee it's necessarily the real deal. Blah, 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 blah. How are you feeling about more leaks? It's going to be a long month.
I don't know. It's not that exciting anymore because we've seen the thing, right? We've seen the system. We know what the dock looks like. Like I don't really care about what it looks like anymore. And I think a lot of this stuff is probably coming from I don't know, accessory makers, because like why are we only seeing hardware leaks and nothing to do with software or UI or anything like that?
If this is the same, it says reportedly shared by the same leaker, which is Next Handheld. My gut feeling is this person potentially works in manufacturing somewhere.
Okay.
And it's what, like, because those places are locked down with security, so they have to sneak in like really really like tiny little cameras, or it's like flip phones, or whatever. And so, but is the 3 seconds of fame like worth the ninjas coming after you?
I may or may not have something in hand that I can't show yet.
Oh.
And I thought I was going to be able to show it as soon as I got it, but they said no. They're like, let's not risk it.
Gotcha.
What were we talking about?
Oh, there's a new 3D model of the like a CAD render of the Switch 2 dock that was leaked by Next Handheld, who did the original leaks of the Switch 2, showing the tablet like he did. I think he even showed the Joy-Cons and stuff as well. But we're kind of just talking about how like it's gonna be a long month.
Yeah,
waiting for the second.
Because what, April 2nd is what we got to make it to?
April 2nd.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. I wonder what we're gonna see over the next month, over the next 4 weeks. Like Mario Day's in there. It's the 40th anniversary. There's a rumor. Then Pyora say, or however you say that thing's name. Didn't he say Piaro? Yeah, Piaro. Didn't he say that they're working on something for Mario's 40th?
At this point, because we got all we got today from Nintendo was more of the trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Are they gonna give us a collector's edition anytime soon and let me crash their website and get mad about it? But I keep waiting, and they haven't done anything yet.
I highly doubt
Chronicles
it.
1, Chronicles 2, Chronicles 3 all have collector's editions or special editions or whatever they are.
Maybe they will for the Switch 2 version.
Yeah.
Maybe. It seems strange. It's so weird.
We're less than a month out from release. I highly doubt that they're going to have a special edition.
Well, they can use that as a dry run for pre-ordering the Switch and make sure that their new system is better than it was for Chronicles 3, because that was atrocious.
I don't know. It's such a weird time right now. Like Best Buy is doing drops for Pokemon cards, and they sell out immediately. Like as soon as it goes live, you go into a queue, and then it just sells out.
I walked by the Target aisle, like the one little section that had, and like it was barren for Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
like,
you can't find any cards out in the wild.
So
I'm hoping the Switch 2 we don't deal with that.
Do any of you have a Poke Center vending machine near you anywhere?
No.
Like I have one at my grocery store. And I feel like it is fairly stocked. There's sometimes 151 advertised in there, which I know 151 is.
Start scalping, bro.
Yeah, maybe.
There's some things that you could get like for $50 and they sell for 200. That's very tempting. Yeah.
You're speaking a different language right now.
Sorry. I don't. Yeah, I think the next month I feel like this month was kind of slow for Nintendo. Like there has not been much.
You beat a game
since the reveal. What?
You beat a game.
I did beat a game. I beat 2 games actually.
And a game that came out recently, which is rare for you.
Yeah, I beat.
I guess the game didn't come out recently. Yeah, it came out however many years ago, and then it came out again.
But I mean, that's all we really had from Nintendo is Donkey Kong. So yeah, I beat it.
The tweets about I think they were tweeting about Definitive Edition or something else the other day, and the comment section was like, "Oh, this doesn't look like Donkey Kong tweets."
I saw somebody say like, "Oh man, they're definitely running out of stuff to tweet about because they tweeted about Switch sports like soccer."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
That was interesting to see. I'm like, really? Of all, it's like they're trolling us at this point, you know? And I mean, you guys, we mentioned Puro and like all the leakers. Nate the Hate was saying like, you know, Kirby Planet Robobot was like making it sound like it was going to be soon. Who'd we hear? PH Brazil and Jeff Grubb both heard that there was February directs happening, and
yeah, console's not dead until they put a Kirby on it.
We still got 2 days.
Yeah, but what are they gonna like? The only thing I could see them doing is like basically a direct mini that's nothing more than a like day of tweet on Friday. You know, like because they can't.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. They're not gonna.
Is this the first time in 8 years that they haven't had something in February?
It's pretty close. There may have been one other date if I remember correctly, but it's yeah, they've had directs.
September and February are like givens.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it seems weird that they're so quiet. I get it, but at the same time, I'm just like, why if you've got something out there, like give us something. Kirby Planet Robobot would be fantastic. Like that'd be great filler. Metroid Prime 2, come on, like I want it. I want like
You can play FC25 for 100 platinum points.
yeah.
You probably have to buy an SD card to install it.
I think I installed it on mine. I don't know if it. I think I clicked on it the other day. I don't know if I had. I guess I had room because it didn't yell at me to clear space at all. But
yeah, it's definitely the calm before the storm. I was hoping that, you know, once they revealed the system, that they would let their third party like partners talk about the games that they're going to be bringing to the system. But you know, it seems like they've been kind of muzzled, I guess.
I feel like they're going to muzzle Pokemon Company tomorrow. I feel like
yeah, no, they definitely are. We're not seeing Switch 2 stuff tomorrow.
Well, no, but like even ZA, like its release is it even going to say Switch 2 with it? Like
probably not.
They're usually late adopters. So
you think like, ZA is only going to be a Pokemon or a Switch 1?
Not only console? Do I think, well, because it's backwards compatible, so it's nothing is technically,
yeah.
But my gut feeling is that ZA is going to be out possibly before or right at the same time as the Switch 2.
So you think it's out by May?
I think so.
I'm thinking May or June, because I mean, there's a rumor. You know, we're not only going to get ZA tomorrow, we're getting something else. You know,
it's rumors. 30 years. I would hope Leaf Green and
29 years.
29. Don't rush it.
It's 30 for Japan.
No, Japan is 96.
We went over this. Were you like frozen when we went over this?
He was.
yeah. No,
is
Japan
really?
released
95.
No, they put a tweet out today 96. Saying 29 years for video games.
Huh. So what, did the show come out before the game? What, something happened in 95, didn't it?
I don't know. There's no way to know. Let's see.
There's no way to know.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna keep looking. We got a couple quick highlights. Xbox Head excited about Switch 2 and multi-platform releases. It's good to have our games in more places. So the little quote here says, I think it's good for gamers and good for our studios. Our studios make amazing games, and we want to give those games a chance to reach the broadest audience possible. So even even I think back to when I had my studio head Sea of Thieves hat on, and having Sea of Thieves reach multiple platforms, being able to remove barriers so those players could play together. I think it's just good for gamers and good to have our games reach more places. What'd you find, Johnny? Anything?
It looks like the company was like created in 95, but nothing was released in 95.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
What
Okay.
What do you guys think about the direction Xbox is headed? I don't think we've really talked about it much. Like the fact that they've basically just turned into a publisher at this point. What how do you guys feel about that?
I hope not only Xbox does it, I hope PlayStation does it too. But I mean I doubt that they would, and I doubt Nintendo ever would. But he's not wrong. Like I think being able to access these games anywhere is better for consumers. And
Yeah,
I think
and
I even said
they don't care. They've already gotten our money, and they're getting it double dipped from people that are buying it somewhere else. It's changed how I consume games. Like I'm kind of like, if I'm not overly concerned with something, like Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out here pretty soon, I'm probably going to pick that up and pay for it. But I was wishy-washy on Star Wars Outlaws, even though I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I'm kind of just waiting for that to come to Game Pass through EA Play or whatever. And it's like, it kind of changes my priorities on buying stuff, but they don't care because they're getting their 20 something bucks from me every month. So,
well, I think so. I guess the thing that will keep Xbox making consoles, they'll probably just have Game Pass available on their Xbox and PC. But I doubt that they're going to bring Game Pass to PlayStation and Switch.
it depends on how open system these consoles ever become, because they found ways around it on iOS. It's just because they were, I think they had a native app once upon a time, right, for a quick second that would allow you to play cloud gaming, and then Apple took it down, and so they found a way to make it work through browser, and then you just create a shortcut on your iPhone or whatever so you can launch it that way. And it's the same kind of problem. Like Epic Game Store has a iOS app, but it's not available in the US. It's only available in Europe and elsewhere. So they're coming up with creative ways. So if there's ever, like, there's a hidden browser on Switch. So if they could find a way to educate people on how to do it, then you can access Game Pass through just a website. So if a browser is ever an option, I wonder if, because I think PS5 has a browser, doesn't it?
Oh,
I don't know how easily accessible it is, but they all kind of have that built in somewhere, and I wonder if they'll eventually find a way to encourage people to do that.
As long as there's nothing's going to harm the relationship, that seems to be very important for them. And I think, I mean, look at retail. The Switch section is twice the space at Target and Walmart that, you know, Xbox and PlayStation have. And I have a feeling there's going to be people buying Switch games. Like you might find PlayStation fans that are buying Switch games just to have the physical copy, because who knows how much longer physical copies are going to be a thing on.
This is probably the last console
on either PlayStation or Xbox. You know, like there's a lot of physical media going away, and so if you want to have the physical copy of that game, you might have to buy it on Switch, which is crazy. Or Switch 2. Which is nuts, and I'm right there with you, like, or with Johnny,
or you can buy it from limited run, but you won't have a way to play it on your console.
yeah. But I hope PlayStation follows follow suit. And I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like they will. I mean, they've basically followed. They've been losing to Xbox or winning to Xbox as far as like the amount of like console sales, but then following their lead on so many things, like their version of Game Pass, putting their games on PC. Like it wouldn't be it wouldn't be too surprising to see some game. And I mean, you know, obviously we've already seen the show, right? Which is like more
but that's
second party.
That's MLB. That's MLB forcing PlayStation to do that.
Yeah,
We
but
got
why?
Horizon.
Because
they're forcing them to do that because they want to get sales, because install base is not what it could be.
Well, I don't know if it's even just the install base. I think it also, well, for Lego Horizon, I think they saw it as the Nintendo audience. It would resonate more with the Nintendo audience, and
that might be Lego Group. That might be Lego Group.
Yeah, it could be Lego
on them a little bit too.
But I think I made a video about this where like Astrobot won Game of the Year, and that is essentially a Mario game.
And they've even said as much in their acceptance speech.
Yeah, and it sold like 1.5 million units. The last we know, it might be more now. But if it was on Switch, like it would,
that'd be a 10
Odyssey
million
sold
seller
30 million copies. Like, it would be smart of PlayStation, maybe not to put like all their games on, but the ones that would resonate with the Nintendo audience. Yeah.
Well, they have such a vast library of originals, remakes, and remasters to choose from.
Oh my god!
Figure out which one would run the smoothest.
We got Last of Us PS3 version on
Days
the
Gone. Days Gone getting remastered. It really looks so different. Like
I mean, maybe their tune changes a little bit with a more powerful system here. I mean, for sure.
All right, Crazy Crew is asking, do we read the chat?
I know. I don't know what Funky Kong and Mercedes means, but good. Nice. Okay.
Or is this pre-recorded? No, this is not. If you were here at the beginning, there was so many technical difficulties.
Do it live.
So, Crazy Crew has once again said, "Hi, John. It's me, Funky Kong, in a Mercedes."
I don't understand.
So,
he was in your stream.
Okay. All right.
When did you stream, Johnny?
I don't know. That must have been a long time ago.
maybe he thinks I'm N64 John and not N64 Josh.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That might be John's my brother.
I am planning on once business season's over and the Switch 2 is out, I'm coming back to streaming. I'm planning on it. A year ago? You think I remember a year ago?
I love it. Well, another article here before we jump into the Pokemon predictions says Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't need to worry about Steam Deck sales. Steam Deck has sold roughly 4 million units, and I've heard this. I saw that
article the other day.
Yeah. There's you've got 4 million Steam Decks and 151 million Switches. Like,
I don't know. Steam Deck is weird because you can't buy it at retailers. You can't buy it at big box stores.
I think they partnered with at least one big box store, didn't they?
Yeah, but you can't just go to like a Walmart or a Target or even Best Buy might have them, but
I've seen Rogue Allies at Sam's Club, I think.
Yeah, so it's like they're not trying to get it to the mass market. I don't know. It's odd.
Well, they didn't have the capability to fulfill orders, I think, initially. So it was making enough to get by. And it's a niche product. It's for computer enthusiasts that want to be able to take their Steam library on the go with them. Or people
some of their library,
people that would,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
their deck verified library. Or if you want to have it be more versatile, you have to pretty much jailbreak it and install Linux, or it already runs on Linux. You got to like find a way to have it boot up in Windows, or because you can run Game Pass, I think, through that if you are creative enough with it. But yeah, I mean, there's that, and the amount of consoles that it's sold, it's dwarfed by what Switch has done. I think it's also funny that PlayStation found 10 million more units of PlayStation 2 20 years later.
They're
Did you
going
guys
to
see
find
that?
10 million more soon.
Yeah.
But so the Steam Deck, I have a Steam Deck. It's like, I'm not a big PC gamer or anything. I don't mess with the settings at all. Like, I know you could put operating systems on there, have things like run differently or run better. No, I just want, that's what I'm excited for, like the Switch 2, and that's what I think the Switch has over these handheld PCs is the game. If a game is on the Switch, it will run on the Switch. Maybe it won't be the best, but it still runs. Steam Deck, you just don't know if it's going to run or not. And it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it sounds super great.
Yeah, so Switch 2, any game that's on Switch 2 is going to run on Switch 2. It's just, maybe it doesn't run perfectly, but.
And it's got Mario Kart.
It's got Mario Kart. I mean, I'm sure the Steam Deck has Mario Kart too, if you really want it to.
Somebody clip that. That goes against everything Johnny's ever put on TikTok, you guys.
Well, I mean, I don't do it.
No context. Don't clip that.
I'm just saying that there is a way, potentially, maybe, to have Mario Kart on Steam Deck. Maybe.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
No wonder why Nintendo doesn't reach out to me anymore, huh?
No, I mean, Sony did what? They did the Portal, right? Because
PlayStation. Oh, the Portal. Yeah, the Portal. Yeah.
Yeah, and so because I think they understand. I mean, how many of us have grabbed grabbed the Switch, put on a TV show or whatever, and just chilled out on the couch playing handheld with a movie or a TV show on. Like, I think that's pretty common. Like, I remember like hearing Brian Altano on NBC voice chat talking about that all the time. He's like,
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
that's how I play my Switch most of the time.
Isn't that how you beat one of your PlayStation games, Johnny?
Oh yeah, by playing the Portal. Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I will say the Portal is not like it's a remote player, so it's not
right
a dedicated console, a dedicated handheld like Switch. Now it does support cloud streaming, but it's based on your Wi-Fi, based on how good the Wi-Fi is, and it's just not. I don't know. I think the Switch is it's showing its age now, but I think the design is kind of what you want a hybrid handheld console to be.
Yeah.
And now that it's going to be more powerful, like I don't think any of these handheld PCs or anything else can compete unless PlayStation actually releases a dedicated handheld, which they might, but they can't support PS5. So how are they going to support two consoles at the same time?
I have a feeling it's a little bit off topic, but I have a feeling Nintendo's going to go crazy with accessories this time around. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something similar to a Portal come out, so that when you're playing docked you can have the second screen like the Wii U. I would not be shocked this time around at all if there's not just crazy accessories from Nintendo. And I've seen Nate's comments on one of the videos where I talked about it. He's like, "Oh God, so many accessories," because I mean, I've talked about it a few different times. I want to see them. I've got the Nintendo controller, or the NES controller. I want a Wii remote. I want to be able to bowl and play Wii Sports again. Like that's like the 100 pins, right, Crawler? That's the we want to bowl 100 pins again, and I want to see NSO members get a chance. I want to see Wii make its way, and then get the Wii remote and the nunchuck. Not that I want.
Yeah, I feel like they butchered it with Nintendo Sports or Switch Sports with not having pure bowling.
Yeah, a little bit, and so, we're like when you've got Sony doing some weird things like with Portal, right? Like I just wonder if there's like, and again, I keep leaning towards games like Mario Maker and stuff like that, where it's like if I want to be able to play handheld, and maybe they sell this, Crazy Cruise mentioned in that DS attachment, like I wonder if it's not something like that. It includes a stylus, right? Has a maybe a different touchscreen, something along those lines. Like I feel like there's lots of opportunity there for them to.
We're gonna be spending so much money if this is real.
Oh no doubt. So, well, let's move on over into our Pokemon Presents predictions, not predictions, because I don't want to get another bad review. Speaking of reviews, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please take a second and review. It's been a really long time since I've asked, and some of the current reviews that you can see on the show, at least on Apple, I'm like, these need to go away. We need to, if you like the show and you listen on Apple, please say something nice about us, because for some reason, some of the goofiest ones are getting pushed to the top of the pile, and I don't quite understand why. So I see it looks like Girthquake is saying Gen 10.
Oh my
Gen
God.
10.
I don't know. Might be early.
So yeah,
I love it.
I think, it's so funny because we've done this conversation every year, like year after year, right? For the last few years anyway. And I mean, I am a broken record on the fact that, like, well, put it this way. I watched what Nintendo put out today for Xenoblade and the 32 players. I want Pokemon to go in this direction, like to a certain extent. Like I want to see, and I know the gameplay loop is a little bit weird in Pokemon to like try to do like a MMO or something along those lines, but like I still think it's possible, and even just picturing like Arceus gameplay, but with multiple people. And kind of mix, like they've got elements of this going for them with like the Terra raids and that kind of stuff, but I just want to see it expanded upon further, like almost like doing a Pokemon dungeon crawl, if you will, where it's like, I don't know if I know, Crawler, you played a ton of Destiny. I don't know if you did, John, but like the strikes that you could do, where it's like, you play through and you get some kind of have some kind of a loot pool for Pokemon, whether it's like stuff, maybe they incorporate, they've got all those different items for breeding and, even just different Pokeballs, the Master Ball, that kind of stuff. I'm curious with the right combination of like developers and whatnot, getting a loot pool and getting stuff that would be like, rare and you can't, who knows what you're going to get at the end of this strike or raid or whatever you want to call it. If you use the term raid, especially talking Destiny, it's more like a 6-person like event, right? That everybody has to work together with teamwork. But I have been like literally on my soapbox with just wanting to see Nintendo give their games a long tail, right? Like I want to see. I had a video go out today, a clip from last episode, just like Mario Kart, Smash, the Splatoon, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon. Just off the top of my head, would love to see these games have a much longer tail, And then totally like off topic, but even Metroid, like giving that like the Destiny treatment, which I've talked about on here before as well. Like I would love to see these games have just a much longer tail and be able to jump in with the community and do some things that feel like, for lack of a better term, evolved. I would love to see Pokemon evolve into more than this single player experience. So my dream, as usual, is some kind of bigger multiplayer game gets announced tomorrow. More than just the rumored Pokemon game with guns, which sounds so weird.
The one that's like the hero shooter, the one that's like Marvel Rivals or Overwatch.
It's something like that. Did we lose Crawler, or is he just?
No, I'm here. It's my computer's suffering, so I'm trying to change something
again.
I got you. Well, he's still with us, you guys.
Oh, different camera.
Look, that's a bad camera. I'm trying. Hold on. There we go.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is that rumor that of the multiplayer Pokemon game that is supposedly like a hero shooter, like a 5v5. I mean, I think that's cool. Like Pokemon is probably the IP. I mean, it's not really Nintendo, but they do experiment with different genres and different types of gameplay. Like Pokemon Unite was a MOBA, and that seemed to do pretty well. I mean, it's still going strong.
Is it strong still? I guess I haven't been paying attention to it.
We'll probably see updates tomorrow. So yeah,
I'm sure we will.
The mobile part is what keeps it going. I'm not that I'm saying that nobody on Switch is playing it. I'm sure there's still plenty of people, but
was it
mobile definitely helps.
Was it in the championships? Like there was just some championships overseas, but they also did like Pokken Tournament, the fighting game. I would love to see another. That was a really fun game. I love Pokken.
Because that was a Wii U. That was a Wii U game.
Yeah, and then it came to the Switch. I would love, Pokemon Pinball, what Girthquake said. So that was years and years ago now. But they do at least try with the Pokemon IP to experiment with different genres. And I think we'll see something like that tomorrow. It might be that multiplayer game. Unfortunately, leaks they could be ruining this again. I would love to see Gen 10. I think it's too early. I think Gen 10 will probably be a next year thing.
Do you think that was it a Gen 1, Gen 2 combo game or whatever that was like a rumored thing?
Well, yeah, there's always the rumors that like Gen 1 through 3 will come to the Nintendo Switch, which again,
but wasn't there also like a physical cart like rumor? Or was that just a fan mock that was?
Well, I think it was like a fan mock, but I think there is a rumor that it is Gen 1 through 3.
There's a very strange rumor that it's like red and I don't remember all of them. I don't have them in front of me, but it's like, but then yellow is DLC.
Yeah.
Or like a download code.
Yeah.
And so you can.
What is Gen 2 and 3? Gold and silver, right?
It's gold and silver and ruby and sapphire.
Okay. So Game Boy and Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, so they could be on the NSO. I doubt that they would do that. I think they would charge us, $10 a piece, maybe. That's what they did on the 3DS, because Gen 1 and 2 were on the 3DS that you could buy for $10 each.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand why they just don't bring those.
Money.
Well, but
they're not making any money.
That's kind of the question, though. Like, at this point, I think everybody is just like, I just want to be able to have these games on the Switch, right? So whether it's the OG game or a remake, like give us some kind of option. If I got to pay $10 to get Yellow again, great, I'll pay $10. If you can put it on NSO, then put it on NSO and let us have some fun with this. But just sitting on it, and I guess if they're going to sit on it until the 30th, like we're only a year out at this point, like maybe they release something then. But it just seems like such a strange thing that like we haven't seen anything in the last 8 years on the Switch when it comes to Pokemon Yellow, Red, or Blue. Like it seems like that first gen, or even that first one, 1 through 3, and who knows, maybe tomorrow is the day. Maybe we will finally see that stuff.
There's a desire as well for, like, Coliseum is such a lackluster title on NSO because you can't import any Pokemon.
Right.
Like, that would be really cool if they could come up with a way to add NSO, or even just Pokemon Home or something. If that, they would sell probably more subscriptions to Pokemon Home if they found interesting ways to bring that into Coliseum or something like that, and let you transfer Pokemon to use in that instead of the predetermined kind of teams or whatever that you have in Coliseum. Like, you could make full advantage of that game and just add that in, because those titles are there, but like they're lackluster party games and I think more people would want to utilize it for better looking 3D battles than kind of for their older Pokemon.
Maybe that's the answer. Maybe you're kind of onto something. Why don't they just incorporate Home into NSO and charge an extra $10 for it? Like most of us are paying for it anyway. But if there's a way for them to add Pokemon games to NSO at one more different tier, that, I mean, obviously if you're a Pokemon fan, you're going to pay that extra $10 or whatever to get those games. And if you're not, you're not stuck. You don't have to worry about it. Like, Nintendo also has plenty of cash. They could just tell Pokemon Company, hey, here's so we can get these on NSO, because you don't think that's going to move subscriptions for Nintendo. And and again, some of it's like, I don't know exactly how the business side works on all this stuff, as far as like, because they're whatever percentage shareholder in Pokemon Company, like, how do all these deals work? But those games just sitting in limbo for the last 8 years and not being other than Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, which were fantastic, don't get me wrong, but after playing what is it, Brilliant Pearl or Shiny Pearl and Brilliant Diamond or whatever, I can't even remember those remakes though, like they were that was fun. And to be able to do that with Yellow, Red, and Blue, and then I guess, didn't Japan get Green also? Like, I think that was the case. I'm not super up on all the Pokemon on all their games, but like, I think the fan base would be super super stoked for that. But here we are. We're just and I'm seeing Pokemon Kart Racer. Like, we need to get all the Pokemon, not all of them. We need the Pokemon in Mario Kart to be as annoying as the Fire Emblem characters in Smash. That's what I'm saying.
I do think what was
I mean, we got a good amount of Pokemon in Smash, though.
We do. Oh yeah. Yeah, there is a very decent amount, but I mean, we get a deluxe version of Ultimate. They can add a few more. Like they can add a few more. Oh, the one thing I wanted to mention too before we get too far into this, Pokemon related. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but there is a Honda is releasing.
Oh yeah, the motorcycles.
Yes, a motorcycle of Scarlet and Violet motorbikes. So, and apparently one doesn't even have a wheel; it just has legs and runs. So, I'm just kidding. It's called a horse. So,
I wonder how much those things are going to cost.
I mean, you have to get it from a scalper. So.
Yeah, I saw those. Those are cool.
Yeah, there's the teaser on YouTube. It looks like.
I'm excited to see Legends ZA. I'm hoping maybe we get lucky and maybe they release it even before. Like maybe they do some type of weird shadow release to bring it in like March or even April. Because
yeah, I mean 2 months out would be enough to move product and have it out there and ready to go.
Legends Arceus came out in January.
Yeah.
So,
and this game was revealed last year at this time. So I mean, they didn't show much though in that thing. So it depends on how far along they were in that development cycle. But it is supposed to come out this year, so I would think they would want to get ahead of the hype train that is going to be Switch 2, and not get buried and not get pigeonholed as a last gen game when the next gen console is out.
I think what they need to do tomorrow is say the beta for ZA is available now, and progress moves, or they need to run some tests. You know what I'm saying? Like it needs to, like their track record is too poor to not have like at least a beta. Let us go hand. I mean, can you imagine if we're all playing the beta tomorrow? Like that would be awesome. And then, find out 2 more months the game releases after. It gives them, like, I would assume that gives them ample time to make any changes and, keep the servers from melting and all that stuff. So
I'm very interested to see if they like changed anything. Like
the formula of Arceus?
No. Like if like the graphics look nice and clean, and if it runs well, or are they just going to release something that we like? If they're going to release something like Scarlet and Violet again,
and like you're talking like graphically,
yeah, like graphic. That was a big driving factor as to why we didn't have a release last year. Well, supposedly because they were working on updating the performance and the graphics from the feedback,
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think we're gonna have to worry too much about trees because isn't most of the game set in a city?
Maybe that was a strategic move there.
Don't have to worry about the draw distances on buildings. They can just do fog. They just add fog. It fixes everything.
Well, we did see how bad Detective Pikachu looks, and that's set in Rhyme City as well, so, or in a city in Rhyme City. But
yeah, I wonder if they changed anything, or if that was all just like PR speak.
Yeah, it's a good. I feel like with not showing us anything, I feel like there was a bit of a back to the drawing board kind of thing. Like it's such an interesting thing because like they've sold so many copies, but I feel like they're probably thinking the same thing. They probably could have sold so much more if the conversation around these games had been much more positive.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume. I would assume that's. I
Because
just don't know how those conversations
did Scarlet
go.
and Violet make it into the top 10?
Yeah,
Already?
it's like the third best-selling Pokemon game, and it sold like 25 million units.
Yeah, it could have been up there though, like even more so.
Yeah, that was one where it kind of just like died.
And it was nice being able to kind of go anywhere, but it also definitely had a path that it wanted you to take, and then if you did it out of order, then you just ended up being way too overpowered in an area. So I mean,
I loved Arceus. I thought Arceus was a fantastic game. I'm excited for Legends ZA.
Arceus, yeah.
I just think it's
I think the battling needs to be like the boss battling needs to be better.
Oh, I thought that was fun.
I thought it was rudimentary and
I mean, it's a Pokemon game.
Yeah, but it like I didn't even have to do the thing it wanted me to do. I just like because didn't it want you to like weaken them and then hit them with like
Yeah, I mean, did you do the Arceus battle?
I don't even remember. I didn't finish it. Josh finished it,
Like,
I think.
you didn't finish it? Yeah, so like at the end, some of those battles are really tough.
Yeah,
but
they just teased you along the way. They just teased you, made you feel like you were OP, and then they showed you what you were not.
If you spend time, complete your Pokedex and do everything, go face Arceus, like it was a really. I thought that part was challenging.
Well, and didn't you upgrade like your companion Pokemons or whatever as you were going, and they like flew and went on water, and that game, or am I thinking?
Well, so Scarlet and Violet, I think
Scarlet and Violet, you had
it right off the bat, but then it's in Arceus, it was, you had to like progress in the game, to do it.
It was fun. I remember that. Like, I really, really enjoyed Arceus, and so.
Do you think it's going to be zones where you still have to like?
It is zones.
They've confirmed that.
Well, I think so. I mean, it looks like a pizza pie.
Well, yeah, but like, even if there's zones, do you think it's going to be like? You can have like quadrants of a city, but like, do you think it's going to be logging in and or like that buffer screen and going into it for?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that might have been a product of it being on the Switch, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, it's still going to be on the Switch.
Yeah, so it might still have those loading buffer zones.
You want a true open world Pokemon game? Is that what I'm?
I mean, that's how Scarlet and Violet was. It was pretty open.
Yeah, but people complain about the draw distance and everything there, and
Skyrim style bugs with eyeballs going out.
Then can you like clip through the ground in different spots? And
I think these games get a little bit. Yeah, I mean, they definitely could have been prettier and run better, but they were still really fun games. Like Legends Arceus, I think, is one of the top games on the platform.
It's in the top 10, I think, right? Still?
No, it didn't. No, not sales wise.
Did it fall? Didn't it used to? Was it ever?
I don't think so, because it's only.
They did.
We were talking that it was potentially going to crack the top, because I think it was just on the doorstep, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's around like 13 million in sales, which is pretty good for a single. Like, and doesn't have the
first time kind of,
and it's not not technically a main series.
Now they are, right?
I think it is a mainline game, but it's not a generation. It's not like generation.
Yeah. They didn't add any new Pokemon into that, did they?
They had some new like versions, yeah. Oh, what I'm really excited for Legends ZA is we see some mega evolutions.
Because is it set in a city that's tied to a generation?
Yeah, it's Gen 5. It's the X and Y generation.
Okay.
And that has mega evolutions.
There is a I think her name is Steph of Anime, I think Pokemon like retweeted her or quote tweeted her or something. But she's got drops for the card game on her stream tomorrow. For the presents, I believe.
I think it's breaking an NDA to say that.
No.
If they retweeted her,
they're so. But I think it's for the what's it the Johnny, the one you're playing all the time where you're opening packs.
TCG Pocket.
TCG Pocket. Wow, that has drops.
I think it has I think that's what it's for. I think that's what the drop is for. So,
well, there's going to be Pokemon TCG Pocket news. So there's always mobile, like, you know, they'll have the big opening. The opening's probably going to be Legends ZA. I think that's my prediction. Is it's going to open with Legends ZA. We'll get a trailer. Then maybe they'll talk about the game for a bit, and then we'll go into like the mobile app side of it. They always have like Pokemon Masters, Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, they did all of those last year, and then they even had Pokemon Cafe last year as well.
Yeah, Pokemon Cafe. I think their big reveal, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Crawler, wasn't it? Well, I guess it was Legends ZA, but didn't they show TCG Pocket?
Yes, they teased it, and they said coming this year. Well, last year they said coming 2024. But I think a couple weeks after that is when, like, wasn't it in like May? They had a bunch of creators come out and do like the closed like preview test.
Yeah.
So it was a couple months out at that point, but yeah, they had a sizzle reel to kind of show.
Yeah, so that was their big reveal.
That was leaked and rumored, I think, as well. But so that surprise was kind of ruined.
And that game has made like $500 million already.
I watched last year's just to see if they talked money. They didn't talk money at all, so I don't know if they'll say anything about kind of how well that game has done financially. They
might just say like, oh, so there was like this many cards or this many packs open, like 1 billion packs opened or something. Maybe like that.
But that's a weird flex to be like, our freemium game that you pay for has made this much money.
But I mean, that's why people that's why it's free. I mean, I think everybody knows that it's trying to make money.
Yeah.
What? Pokemon trying to make money? I don't understand.
Yeah, so I think we'll have Legends ZA to open, then all the mobile app stuff, Unite in there. They might even talk about like a show. I think they might have talked about a show like
2 years ago. I think
last year.
I think 2 years ago they talked about or maybe it was off. Maybe it was a Pokemon Presents not on Pokemon Day. They talked about Concierge last year, but it was not in the Pokemon Presents last year.
On Pokemon wasn't Day. There Horizons? Or like a YouTube? There was like a YouTube show. Yeah.
I mean, they need to probably reboot the like a new mainline show, don't they? Because Ash is no longer.
They had.
Was that Horizons
already? I don't know if that's Horizons. I think that's Horizons. And then they'll have all that stuff, and then they'll end it with, if it's this multiplayer game or a remake. I mean, the other rumor is a remake of Black and White.
Yeah, I mean, so last time when we got Arceus, we had Diamond and Pearl, which are same gen-esque, right, as Arceus.
Yep.
So do we maybe get X and Y then remake?
I doubt it because I think if they do X and Y before they do
Black and white.
black and white, I think
There'll be riots in the street.
Yeah, I think there would be riots. Yeah, I agree.
Is X and Y and black and white both DS?
Black and white is DS. X and Y was 3DS.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so X and Y was right before
X and
Sun
Y
Moon?
was the first
Yes.
3D Pokemon, like 3D Pokemon, where it had 3D models.
And you could use the 3D slider.
that they haven't updated since.
We'll see. I really hope you guys are wrong. Hopefully they change things. I don't know. I love Pokemon. I think Pokemon's like one of the best franchises out there, and it's still super popular. Like Pokemon cards right now is absurd. It's just absurd.
Yo, there's that clip of people in Costco like
where
like-
you
fighting each other and like
It's like Tickle Me Elmo style.
you can't find cards anywhere like at MSRP at all. So I really want Pokemon. I would love the Pokemon games to be like popular. I want them to be, some of the top franchises, like the top franchise.
I'm right there with you. Like I am right there with you. And we said it earlier, but like, do we really think? I feel like within that community, even the vocal minority was probably like, I'm not buying this, and then still bought it. It's really what it seemed like. So like,
we all bought it.
Did Cheesy buy it?
Oh yeah. I bought it. I bought 4 of them because I bought both versions digitally and both versions physically.
I only have the dual pack physically. That's all I have.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't regret buying them. I don't think they were bad games. I hope they take all we can do is hope they take the feedback and these games like ZA, hopefully it's better.
I like it. Crimpus Scrum says there's also Black 2 and White 2, but the idea of every Pokemon game needs to be remade is absurd. So, I mean, I don't really have a dog in the fight, right, when it comes to this, but I adore the chibi style. So if they want to remake the older games in that style, I'll take any of them that they throw out at us, honestly, because to be perfectly honest with you, I would take a brand new game in that style because it just feels so at home, right?
Mm-hmm. And look at the success that like Square has seen with the Pixel remasters and Dragon Quest, and there's something to be said for nostalgia pull on that.
Well, I think there's also, I'm talking about like a MMO or like something that's a little more multiplayer focused. If they're having a hard time with the hardware trying to make it that chibi style, do you think anybody's going to care?
Cryptic says you're wrong. Cryptic cares.
He's like, I want.
But HD2D would be cool. Like that would be really cool.
HD2D would be cool. I agree with that.
Well, and so maybe that's just like a step further than what I'm saying. Like, so that they add more shadows like to the characters essentially, and then make the world look a little more like a painting or something. Like
have them bounce in the battle screen. That little waggle back and forth.
I do like the idea of having different art styles for the remakes. Have a different art style than the main games. I mean, PDSP did have a different art style than Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah,
I'm
surprised. I'm surprised Let's Go didn't like make a continuation.
Oh yeah, Let's Go, or
Yeah, just like do let's go
Bulbasaur and let's go Charizard.
Well, no.
Let's go Johto.
Yeah,
let's go Flower Cow.
I mean the rumor of the Black and White remakes. The first one that I saw was it is going to be a Let's Go Black and White game. Who knows if that's true? Then I saw that it's going to be a faithful remake. So I don't know.
Let's Go was faithful, wasn't it? I thought it was.
Yeah, but
faithful.
it had like the different like catching mechanics.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they simplified it.
It was just a little bit different, and I think people didn't necessarily like that about it.
I got 2 of those Pokeballs. I need to use them.
I loved Let's Go. Honestly, it felt like. I mean, I wasn't even a kid when Yellow came out, but going back to it felt great.
It's the best looking Pokemon game on the system, hands down.
You were in high school, weren't you, when Yellow came out? 98.
Yellow came.
Was that 98? 97?
Well, I think it was 96. We talked about if it's when video games. Oh, for
it would have been.
US
It would have been
98.
older than that too, though.
Yeah, and I didn't get Yellow is the one I got, which that one came out a couple years, like a year or two later. So I remember getting it in 2000 or late 99, and that when I got my first Game Boy. Like I had never owned a Game Boy until like late 99 or 2000. I got the lime green and had to do a road trip with my parents.
Were you just playing Tetris on your NES then, or what?
I borrowed. I must have been a pretty smooth talker because I borrowed Game Boys from people all the time. Like I'm not quite sure, and I don't remember having like bullying anybody for it.
Yeah, you're a smooth talker.
so I mean, like I said, I got to the 30. I think there's 32 Metroids in Samus Returns, and I beat 31 of them before I had to return and I couldn't beat the last one. I was like, my save file was right there. I was like, come on. So yeah. And my aunt and uncle had Game Boys, and I'd go and visit them quite often, and I'd also during the summer I would watch their kids, and so I'd get a lot of Game Boy time in that way as well. So, but they were never into Pokemon, so that's why it wasn't until much later. Well, I mean, and again, by that time I was in high school, so yeah. But I don't know. I will just say this: that like there have been, a handful of games that have pulled me in, like Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Mario Wonder.
Diamond, you played through in like a week. Like you were enamored with that.
Yeah, every Pokemon game, every Pokemon game on the Switch, I beat one version of it. Like whether it was I beat Sword, I beat I believe I did Violet, I think. And then, Pearl and Let's Go Eevee and and Arceus, right? Like who am I at this point?
Because Pokemon games are fun and they're fun to beat.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of their shortcomings, they still work great. Like, and it was, whether it was hardware limitations or just lazy development or whatever the case was, you know what I honestly think it was more than anything? I think they were rushed. I think they finally let they're letting the teams take the breath that they need to get the work done that they need to get done, and I have high hopes for ZA. Honestly,
they also had they had ZA.
The show was ending like last year too. Or was that last year?
Oh, I'm not sure, but they had ZA, and then they had Scarlet and Violet that same year. So you're releasing 2 major titles in 1 year.
Arceus, you mean?
Arceus.
Arceus and Scarlet and Violet released in the same year.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
actually, if you even go back to 3 months before BDSP released, that wasn't Game
wasn't
Freak.
them,
That was
right? Yeah.
Ilka or whatever. I'm hoping we don't see Ilka pop up on that screen for a remake. I don't think people will be happy
Yeah,
with
people
that.
didn't like. I mean, I don't know what was it that they didn't like? Just the style,
I think it
or
was just like boring. It was just a boring game.
yeah. But they did it for a purpose for Arceus. I mean, so right? Kind of.
I mean, what do you mean?
Like they released Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl because of Arceus, so that you were in that
Oh yeah,
generation.
yeah. I see what you
Yeah.
mean.
But
Cryptic saying they teased. Go ahead, John.
They released like so many different titles in one year that I'm sure that puts strain on their teams.
mhm.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Cryptic says they teased Johto throughout the Pokemon Presents last year, and we didn't really get anything from it, sadly, other than the little updates within other games. And then he asked, do you expect anything new tomorrow that is unexpected? Maybe the GameCube Pokemon games like Gale of Darkness, etc.
So Pokemon Company tweeted Gale of Darkness and what's the other one? Coliseum, the other GameCube one. They like tweeted those games a few months ago, and I'm like, oh man, I wonder if this means anything, or they're just trolling us.
Because those would have to be releases and not because they don't have a GameCube player. So those would have to be
They would have to you would have to
physical
pay for
and
them.
digital release.
I don't know. Pokemon Company charging you for games that they've already released? Nah, it couldn't be them. Yeah, I mean, I would love the GameCube games. I want the GBA games. A Pokemon MMO. Everybody's been asking for it. Like Josh, you had mentioned that. That would be awesome. I don't know. That would probably be a Switch 2 thing, though. Like, I doubt that they would do that.
Yeah, great.
And
I mean,
Game Freak needs
30th.
to. Game Freak would need to probably talk to Monolith Soft or somebody within the realm there to help them. I think create something a little bit larger if they were to do that.
Yeah, there's so many developers and different consultants and stuff they could probably get in there to make that go. I think a conversation with Monolith Soft would have been fantastic just for Scarlet and Violet, just to be like, how do we make
how do we make a big space
alive, you know? So
yeah, because they have random monsters just fighting each other in Xenoblade.
Yeah.
That would be cool to see. Like,
go ahead, John.
No, it'd be cool to see like the Monolith Soft logo pop up tomorrow. Like that would be pretty. That would be pretty hype. I think people would be hype about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Crimpus says Pokemon MMO has the potential to create real internet hype. I think I'm just not sure that it is my cup of tea, though. And I mean. Again, when I think MMO, I don't think traditional MMO. I think more Destiny, right? Where you can like kind of hop in, knock out some dailies, and then like basically play through the game, get to end game, do your dailies, and then wait for the next launch, right? So it's not something that's like just completely annihilating your time.
I went into Destiny thinking I was not going to like it. I got it from GameFly, and then bought it after the week, like the first weekend. Like it, I went in there thinking I was not going to like it. I played the test and all that kind of stuff, but so if they could do it right, they can surprise a lot of people probably that wouldn't think they would like it.
Pokemon TCG coming to Switch.
Are we getting new packs teased tomorrow? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. They'll show new packs for TCG Pocket. But I'm just saying,
I think they're doing a really good job with that game because they're featuring new packs, but you can go back and do all of the original packs. Like nothing has gone away.
Yeah, they
and they've tweaked their trading a little bit, so it's better.
Oh, I haven't even tried their new trading.
I think they realized that they messed it because I saw them tweet out like we hear your feedback. We were trying to prevent people from trying to take advantage of the system, and I think they've gotten better with it. I think, but
I did a couple trades and that's it.
Yeah, I've traded one trade with like William, and that was it. That's all I've done.
Cryptic says I would take another Pokemon TCG game with modern cards. I know we have Pocket, but that's a different format with simple rules. And Crazy Crew says, yeah, I'm not really into Pokemon. And just kind of wondering if we think there is going to be something new tomorrow. And I do. I think it's gonna be. I think the hard part with Pokemon is that massive leak. That leak just, other than like maybe something that has a code name that we're unaware of or something, but there was so much leaked from Pokemon that like there may not be any like real big surprises because of and these are legitimate leaks. That's what's kind of a bummer. Like it's not just somebody going to 4chan or Reddit and saying, my uncle heard this or whatever the case may be. It was like, no, this is all internal stuff that's just like Crimpus is saying Pokemon ZA was in the files, they just didn't leak them. And yeah, I wonder if was there a letter from a lawyer or something that I don't like. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of all of it, but thankfully they didn't, because I mean, there's no fun with those kind of leaks.
Yeah, don't ruin. Yeah,
like Sony had that big leak that was horrible, and then even the stuff we learned from the court documents of Apple and Fortnite, like, or Apple and Epic, just like, I don't know. It just feels gross. It just feels like it kind of takes the fun out of the surprise with these things, because we build up hype for this stuff. Like, that's why we're talking about it tonight, because it's like it's just so much fun to see the community just so stoked and like ready for whatever Pokemon has next for us. So the reason was supposedly they hadn't the only reason they hadn't is because it hadn't released yet and they didn't want to ruin it. So they got a conscience or something, all like for one
for one thing
for that game apparently. So Nate says it's safe to say I will not be watching Pokemon stream at 6 a.m.
Something to watch in the afternoon,
Yeah.
The internet will tell you everything that's there. Yeah, you don't need to wake. You don't need to wake up if you're not a big Pokemon fan. You don't need to wake up at 6 a.m.
I have a meeting at that time, so unfortunately I have to wait.
Because that's what, 9 a.m. for you?
Yeah.
I will be live. I'll watch it live with the community for anybody that wants to jump in.
Tell those people their taxes will get done, but you need to watch 10 minutes. 10 minutes of Pokemon stuff.
I have something very important to do. I have a very important meeting to get to.
So, Cryptic says, I know we're near the end, but I want to know what Crawler and Johnny have been playing. So, Johnny, you want to start that stuff for us?
Yeah, so Crawler mentioned I beat a game. I did beat a game 2 weeks ago. That was Donkey Kong
He beats Balatro every other day, guys. So
I do.
It doesn't really count.
Yeah, I beat Donkey Kong. Fantastic game. Still think it's overpriced, but it's I want to recommend it, but not for 60. And then I played some Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart because I was really close to beating that. I was like 80% through or something. Played that over the past weekend and I beat it. So I beat 2 games this year. And my plan is to beat Echoes of Wisdom this weekend if I have motivation. No, I'm pretty close. I have like a dungeon and then I have to do the end game stuff. But other than that, I'm pretty close. I'm probably like 85% through that.
Can I offer just a small word of advice?
Yeah.
Was that a yes or a no? You said it so quickly.
Oh, it said yeah.
If you have not found the Lionel yet, find the Lionel. I think it'll make. I wish I had. I think it would have.
I wish
I have not found the Lionel. So
yeah,
I'll try to find the Lionel.
There's a little puzzle in the Lost Woods. So yeah, find the Lionel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've not found the Lionel.
Yeah, that would have made the final fight a lot more fun.
Nate says Crawler is stitching.
Oh yeah, I'm still playing.
I'm double stitching sometimes because I have it on Apple Arcade now. Do you have one more thing, Johnny?
No. I was just saying I am still playing Balatro. I have one Joker to get. I have one Joker left. And it is, I don't understand. You have to get like 100 million points on one hand.
I'm sure there's a Reddit thread that explains it.
No, I Googled it. I looked at guides and I'm like, dude, I don't understand what you're trying to tell me here.
Well, some
you have to get like a ton
is
of
reliant
on
RNG, right?
Yeah, you got to get a bunch of kings. You got to get the right Jokers. I had the build yesterday, and I ran. This is a deep cut for people that have played Balatro, but I ran into the boss blind. So my whole build was based on kings, and I ran into all face cards are debuffed. So all my multipliers are screwed, and I lost. But Balatro is still fantastic. It just got an update, and it's on Game Pass now.
Yeah, I just saw that it came to Game Pass. Yeah. I've been playing, like I said, Stitch. It's on Apple Arcade. I have Apple Arcade now, so I've been doing that and my dailies sometimes. Not a ton on my Switch. I hop in and do like Tetris 99 occasionally. I did get the Donkey Kong skin or whatever for it on the Maximus Cup last weekend before last, I think. There are some games I need to finish, but I've mainly been playing the new Fortnite season, and
just pick the games that you're really close to finishing. And then
I have been playing Donkey Kong. I'm on like World 3, I think. Are there 8?
You're not close, dude. There's 8 worlds.
Are there 8? So I've been doing that, and then I have a list of Pokemon that I need to collect in my game for my son because apparently he wants to trade and complete his Pokedex, and I'm his avenue for that. So I haven't done that yet, but he gave me a list. So I have to go Pokemon shopping for him, and then for new Fortnite season, and then I'm on Prestige. I'm almost done with Prestige 4 in Black Ops, so I'm making my way through that.
If you can't find some Pokemon, let me know and I'll trade you them.
Okay.
I mean, there are a couple that I don't have. Well, there are some that I don't have because
what version? He's playing Scarlet. Or what version?
I'm doing Scarlet, have? But I do I did complete my Pokedex.
Okay.
I'm a Pokemon master. That's why I'm so excited for tomorrow. It's funny.
Well, you wear that.
So when we were out in Colorado, a couple of years ago, Crawler brought his kids over to the Airbnb we were staying at, and I was trading his kids by shiny Pokemon.
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah. Was that that was his Sword and Shield back then, right? Is that what we were doing? Or was that
Scarlet and Violet? Scarlet and Violet. I think it might have been Scarlet and Violet in Arceus.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you were digging around in your Pokemon home, I think, moving stuff around.
Yeah, so I have most of them. So if there are some legendaries that I don't have, but yeah, if you need any, just let me know.
Sounds good. But yeah,
I'm slowly making my way through Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Still,
that's one I need to finish before, because I beat 3, I beat 2. I need to go back and finish 1.
I'm level 18 in 3. I went and checked.
Oh,
what
you
I
got a
do
ways
find
then.
super convenient is that, like, because I went back to my old save file of Definitive Edition, and you guys know what it's like going back to an RPG, right? Like,
Yeah, you have no
like,
idea what you're doing.
How do you do this? What was the story? You can go back and watch all
the cutscenes.
All the cutscenes, and so I was able to get because I was YouTubing. I'm like, okay, and I need to, and then I was like, wait a minute, I bet you they're on. Sure enough, they were there. So, Crimpus's Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was the best one. It's not grabbing me like 2 did. It's it's so, like, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Like, that isn't to say that it's. I think they're both fantastic, but like, I think, and I don't think it has anything to do with the story. I think it's like, it feels like an old game. It just feels like a much older game than 2.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think I remember. I think I remember running around in 1, and it was like this problem was in 2, but they made it better in 3. But like, when you're somewhere on the map, but it's above or below you, it's like very impossible to try to find what you're, like, the objective that you're looking for.
Cryptic's asking if you did any of the DLC.
I think I need to start. 3. I do need to start that. But yeah, I'm excited for that one. But yeah, I need to. I have it. I need to boot it up and play that one.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to finish 1 before I did that DLC, just kind of knowing who's in it and everything. So
yeah,
I'll probably end up doing Torna like much later.
I fell off on Torna too. I'm a decent way into Torna, but
I got a little ways into it as well. But I was like, this is not. It's not quite 2. Like, it's just the mechanic with like almost like building your community or whatever. I'm like, I don't know that I love this. So. But you know, is what it is. So, well, and I am doing a little bit of Metroid Prime. I'm like, you know, I'm out here saying I want to. Well, see, I beat Prime 1. I've never beat 2 or 3, so that's part of the reason I'm wanting those so much, because I'm like, I kind of soft locked myself into.
We need those before 4. We definitely do.
I just picked up 2 and 3. Like, I have 2 on GameCube and I have 3 on Wii. I haven't played them yet, but
I keep fighting the urge.
It's expensive.
Well, there's they have the steelbook of the trilogy at the retro game store over here by me, and so
is that the one that's on Wii or whatever?
It's like $90. It didn't seem too bad.
Actually, if you if you were a true Nintendo fan, you would have got it on Wii U when they charged $10 for the trilogy on the eShop.
I think I did. I'm 90% sure I did.
I miss Desperate Nintendo.
Play our games, please.
Yeah, they charge you $10 for not Punch Out.
Not peak Wii to Wii U Nintendo, where they charge you $20 per game or whatever it was.
Yeah, no, it was $10 for. Because I remember when they announced it was $10 for Trilogy, Super Mario Galaxy 2, and Punch Out. Yeah. You also used to just get a free game when you bought a game. Like, I think when you bought like Wind Waker HD or something, you would just get like Pikmin 3 for free. I remember I got some stuff for free. Like Pikmin, maybe even New Super Mario Bros. U, like later down the line.
Oh yeah, I got Wii Party U for free with Club Nintendo.
Yeah.
I got Donkey Kong HD on my 3DS. I got Pokemon X on my 3DS with Club Nintendo. Like that was crazy getting full retail games digitally with your points back then. But I mean,
And now the points are going away. So
yeah, they're going away, and you're also not getting like how many. You'd only have to buy what is it 100?
You don't get your 60. You don't get your 60 cents per game.
You got to buy 100 games physically to get one free. Is that the deal? Basically.
Yep. You only have to buy 50 digital games to get one.
Digital,
free.
you get $3. All right. And the vouchers are going. Well, I guess the vouchers aren't going away for Switch games, but they're not going to be there for Switch 2.
Switch 2.
Oh my goodness! Oh my!
I hope Switch 2 flops. We need Desperate Nintendo back.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It was good chatting. And everybody that's here live, we appreciate you. If you're listening after the fact, you are amazing. And we will catch you all in the next one. Bye now.